I'm Jason Reynard, and this is today's news. Sponsored, of course, by White Claw. White Claw, because sometimes it's hard telling your parents you're gay. A little grease on the closet door. White Claw, because homosexuals and women can't handle their liquor. Argentina became the first Latin American country to legalize abortion, which is great news for the rest of Latin America, as there will now be less Argentinians. Louisiana Congressman-elect Duke Letlow has died of COVID-19 at the young age of 41. Wow. Letlow never had the chance to enter the legislative chambers that he was elected to, and it's a tragedy that he was unable to spread the disease to the rest of Congress. Queens residents are living in fear because of an onslaught of squirrel attacks. Eyewitnesses say the squirrels were completely unprovoked, leading authorities to believe they came from the Bronx. The attacks are expected to continue, of course, because New York City is the seventh circle of hell. Website The Hour published an article this week entitled, "Was 2020 the Worst Year Ever? Historians Weigh In." The historians, of course, were brought in because nobody at The Hour has ever read a fucking history book. Say this one real quick. Evangelical Christian musician Sean Fucht is planning 3 days of concerts along Skid Row. Fuck. Anyway, evangelical Christian musician Sean Fucht is planning 3 days of concerts along Skid Row to celebrate New Year's. Evangelicals famously oppose abortion, but during COVID seem to have no problem aborting themselves. Activists are planning to block Fucht's performance because nothing stops the spread of COVID like screaming in the face of a stranger. Regardless of what happens, this is going to be the most interesting religious concert since 1978, when the Jim Jones Experience brought the house down in Guyana. The 70s were fucking wild, man. Palestine's techno queen was arrested this week for hosting a rave at the burial site of Moses after being granted permission by the government. Some people are shocked at this news, as they routinely ignore Islam's track record on dancing, women, enjoying life, and telling the truth. The Sun is reporting that Nashville bomber Anthony Quinn Warner, quote, hunted aliens and shape-shifting lizard people trying to take over the world. He must have finally come to terms with the fact that he was, in fact, a shape-shifting lizard people trying to take over the world. Video surfaced this week of a park ranger in New Mexico tasing a Native American who walked his dog off trail. Public outrage is scarce, of course, because beta males in America don't care about Native American issues if they don't damage a sports franchise. Pussies. Still, the victim was taking his dog to what he believed was his ancestral land. Meanwhile, just like his ancestors, the park ranger wanted to keep the Native American on the trail. Anyway, Happy New Year, and we look forward to a very bleak 2021. I'm Jason Reynard. That is today's news.